Okay, so we just did this. You're just supposed to try it. So here's a few notes here. Um, functions the same as before, works the same as before, but our new loop is more efficient. It's easier to read. It's robust to changes. Works even if we change our array to add more friends. So even if we had a different array called friends with more elements, it would still work. Next thing is passing arrays as parameters. So we have written methods before, like here private sub. We write a method, here's the name of the method, and we did this before. We'd say, for example, it takes one variable, and it's a string variable. So we did this before, but we didn't have this extra set of parentheses here. But otherwise, we've done this before. Then we say, do something to this variable. This is called the parameter. And then we refer to that parameter somewhere in here to do something to it. Now remember the by val versus by reference. So if you don't want to, you're going to put something into this method, but you don't want to change the original variable that you're putting in there, then you use by val. But if you actually want to modify the original thing that you're putting in there, you'd use by reference. You can look this up again on the internet to find the difference between by val and by reference. But anyway, we went through this before. So we'll ignore that for now. Anyway, we're just taking something and then we do something to it in the method. And so we've done that before. But now we want this to be actually an array. And the way that you do that is instead of just saying string, you say that it's going to, if you want to say this method here, this subroutine, this method is going to accept an array as an argument, then you say, for example, suppose it's a string array, then you say string with these parentheses here. Okay? So for example, if you wanted to put in an array and then put that array into a for each loop, you could do that. So this would say you'd put in an array, it'll refer to that array inside this method by the word temp. So here we see it's referring to temp, and what is it doing? It's saying for each f in temp, do something for each f. So we're referring to that temp, so therefore we're referring to the array that was put into this subroutine. Okay, so we're writing a subroutine which can do that. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So in VisualBasic.net, we may pass an array into a method. Now remember, a method can be either a function or a subroutine. So by passing, how do we do it? We pass the array as a parameter into that method or into that function or subroutine. And he says, I'm not sure what he means by even though. Note, even though the parameter is passed by value. I'm not sure why it says that, but and this is accomplished by stating as data type, so as string, but with the parentheses here. That will mean that it's taking an array, not just a single string, in this case, after the parameter name. So here, as string advises the system to accept a string array. Note the use of empty parentheses here, and the size is not specified. So example, let's write a subroutine to sort and then display friends' names. So of course we haven't seen this function called sort, but this, you can use this if you have an array, okay? So you can put in the name of your array and then use this function. You have to reference it. You can't just write sort. You have to write array.sort and then put in the name of your array, and you can sort the array alphabetically. Okay? So, sort our array using the system method array.sort. So you can use this to sort arrays, but you have to put in the name of the array. Okay, so we're going to do that, but first let's see that we said we're making a method, in this case a subroutine, not a function, and it's going to be called sort and display by val, give it any name here, as string with open and close brackets there. And the first thing we said we want to do in this method is sort the array. So sort whatever is put in here. So we refer to whatever is put in here by this name, temp. So we want to sort temp. And then after we've sorted it, now this, by the way, I guess is not, I don't know if we call this, well anyway, okay, I'll ignore that. But anyway, once we sort it, then what do? We use a for each loop to go through all the elements in temp. For each f as string in temp, right, for each f in temp, what did we want to do? We want to add it to our list box, and then the next, and then end of the sub. So here we specify pass in of a string array with a local name temp. So this temp is is a way to refer to what's passed into the method locally. We can refer to it locally as temp. We use the sort method of the array to do our sorting for us. So we do this. And then after clearing, I don't know where he cleared. I don't think he cleared, but anyway, he says after clearing our list box, we use a for each loop for display as before. So here we're going to do it again. So first we're going to populate our array. Here we have these four elements. And then we're going to run our sort and display method, but we have to define it somewhere, so we're going to define it down here. So we just do what we just said on the previous slide to define it here, and then we run it here. And that will run all of this, so it will sort it and then display it, so hopefully it will still look like this. So he says replace our old display code with a call to our new subroutine, sort and display. Notice the parameter signature used for passing in an array of strings instead of a single string. So he means this is called the parameter signature, remember? And we can put in these, we have to have the parentheses here. And here string refers to a string array data type.